People
Yeah, I
who
just
are
gotta
so-
say again, for people who don't know, it is unacceptable to be doxing or sending harassment to Keffals.
associated with me in any way.
I will say, however, it's super unacceptable for the Keffals community to be doing the same thing to other people.
Get harassed as well. Anyway, I want to see what they had to say about me.
Welcome to Keffals 2, Electric Boogaloo.
If Keffals is so good, why isn't there a sequel? Well, there you go. There's your answer.
Josh and I recently had something of a run-in with an internet content creator, a Twitch streamer called Keffals, who is a transgender woman who promotes DIY hormones to give to children and also just generally promotes gender ideology. Josh and I had...
What? I wish someone could tell me what gender ideology even is. I don't remember reading any books about this or subscribing to any tenets. Jeez, man.
little bit of a problem with that and decided to do a segment on it in which we criticized their reach and the actual things that they were doing with the influence that they had over other people's children.
They made sure to say it. They really wanted to call me an it and make sure that I know they do not view me as a human being. But they're using they, you notice that? So far, I have not been called a he. This is a thing that I've noticed a lot. Even Null, until he got called out on it, was using they, them pronouns with me. Like, they can't help themselves. They do not view me as a man.
But anyway, let's get on to it. So this is the video that we made, the Keffals and Quartering spat, because Keffals and the Quartering had a bit of a disagreement on Twitter. Keffals is somebody who...
It's true. We have hugged it out like bros now, though. We're good.
...who enjoys ratioing people on Twitter, and we...
Why do you need to do that? Like, do I not ratio people? Like, just the criticisms of me are so silly.
Criticized them for this, and talked about the fact that, you know, they ran a Discord server called Catboy Ranch, in which it was alleged that there were a number of...
I specifically pushed back on this when I spoke with Quartering.
...underage people sharing...
This is just the thing, you know? They make these allegations, they have no actual evidence for it, they use a bunch of screenshots that aren't even from a Discord server I even ran. You can allege anything, like, allegedly, and I've heard this.
Yeah, I specifically pushed back on this claim as well when I was talking to Quartering, because he made the same claim. I said it's actually been proven that that's not true.
You know, people in chat are saying it, that both the host and the co-host here have, you know, they've engaged in pedophilic behaviors. I've heard many people are saying this. Look, someone in chat just said, you're right. It's true, I've seen it, see? Wow. Turns out that all you need to do is make up a claim, and as long...
Wait, really, Star? That's not actually true? Yeah, the Catboy Ranch thing is not true. The Catboy Ranch thing, the person who initially put out that thing admitted to lying about it. The person, I know the person who initially made the claims of Catboy Ranch, and they put a tweet out later saying that it wasn't true, saying that they basically made it up because they were upset with her.
As long as people agree, that's all you need.
They promote, as I mentioned, DIY hormones, which are mainly made in people's bathtubs. They, one of my favorite ones.
Where did this whole thing come from about bathtub hormones? This has been a thing I've been hearing a lot lately, and I don't understand where this comes from.
Attempted to try out for Parliament, I think it was, in Canada, under the Communist Party, failed miserably, and then embezzled a bunch of money.
I love how, like, both of these people right now are just taking things that are directly from my Kiwi Farms thread. All of these things were popularized because of my thread on Kiwi Farms. There's no truth in any of these allegations. It's just shit that people make up because they don't like me.
To feed their drug habit.
To be fair, taking money from the Communist Party is pretty based.
Pretty based, but...
Thank you. Thank you. At least we agree on something.
To feed your opiate habit? Perhaps not. And then went on to become a farting dominatrix. This is all true. You can look up the segment for the other, for more evidence. But as I said, Keffals is somebody who has an army of...
Look. I've done what I needed to do to get by. But that wasn't
Yeah,
a real fart.
I'm not gonna shame her for whatever she did and whatever she needed to do to get by or whatever. That's none of my business. So
That was me pretending to fart by going because I wanted to get someone's money without farting. That's the real story there.
People I can only describe as mentally ill teenagers on their side who autistically search for any mention of Keffals online, and then as soon as there's one that portrays Keffals in a negative light, get the entire cult-like army, and I'm going to...
Hello to them, by the way.
Hello, we know you're watching this. It's nice to speak to you again, Keffals. No.
Oh my god, I'm being addressed. Hello, Britbongers. I'm gonna be on your island soon. Do you want to go to the pub? You want to get, what do British people order at the pub? I don't know what British people drink or eat. You want to get some crackers and cheese and a pint? Some beans and toast? A chip sandwich? Toast sandwich? I don't know. Jellied eels? Jesus Christ.
We won't be debating you. Because I'm sorry, giving DIY bathtub hormones to children is not up for debate. It is wrong.
That's true, because that doesn't happen. I have never given children hormones before, and they're not made in a bathtub. So,
moving on, as we said, Keffals was made aware of the video that we made and decided, just to get all the drama out of the way of this segment first, the Twitter drama, I know that this is what you're watching the show for, decided to descend on us with the mentally ill horde of teenagers. And Josh and I, particularly me,
hey, don't talk shit about my mentally ill horde of teenagers. They're all good people.
Decided to have a little bit of fun with this over the weekend, over that weekend where it happened, because Keffals originally pointed it out on Twitter and then decided to track us down on Twitter and ratio us, because Keffals is somebody who has access to people like Hassan and Hassan's large audience.
That's Hassan Piker, by the way.
I love how they're just continually taking shit from the Kiwi Farms thread. It's just, you can't even do any original research. You're like, all right, how do I talk shit about Keffals? Okay, do Kiwi Farms. All right, time to grab what a bunch of schizo posters are saying about this person and portray it like it's true.
Yes, Hassan Piker. So when Keffals, gets criticized...
Does Hassan even interact with me? Sometimes. Hassan actually retweeted my protest, protesting Cloudflare. So I know Hassan supports me, but from my understanding, he's super scared about getting swatted and doxxed, and he's had to deal with that shit a lot, so he keeps some distance from me, even though he does support me, and I totally get it. Yeah, it's a hard situation.
Or finds a tweet that they don't like, they just go over to Hassan and other such content creators on BreadTube, say, can I get your audience to help me ratio this person? These are not natural negative responses that you're getting organically through the algorithm or anything. It's very targeted and very deliberate. It's not just that Josh and I made this video and it naturally happened. It was something that was purposefully done. And Josh just decided to point out, imagine thinking you're in the right for supporting giving homemade hormones to children in order to transition.
Okay, so yeah, so we know that the homemade part isn't real, but we know that getting it from the gray market thing is real.
And not to pat ourselves on the back here, but good point right there, Josh.
No way, we agree.
I know.
Who'd have thought?
I just love that they went with the kid angle, because this website isn't specifically made for kids. It's just made for people who want to access hormone replacement therapy, who, for whatever reason, cannot access it through a doctor. And there are people who live in countries and live in towns where they could legally access it.
According to Stardust and Destiny, the drugs have relatively low side effects, less than straight drugs, and not giving trans people proper care is harmful. I agree that not giving trans people care is harmful. I just think that there needs to be some medical supervision. The average girl who starts taking birth control pills is dog shit at maintaining it and taking her birth control pills. So the average person, I don't know. There's a lot of seriously bad info about HRT mixed into this. Doesn't help that a bunch of people are resistant to education because of ideology or hating individuals. When somebody made the point earlier in chat that during in places where birth control is banned, then This would be the equivalent of giving women birth control. And that's a pretty good point. So if the side effects are really that low, and you can have somebody maybe out of state or somewhere else monitoring and telling you what to look for, then maybe it would be okay. Let's see. Low End is here as well. Low End, I'm going to finish watching this and then we can talk.
That's it. But there's no doctor.
Shocked that Josh and I are completely on the same page here. And then I decided to have some fun. For instance, Keffals decided to tweet at me saying, "Oh, hi, watch the video you made about me, you smug."
No, it's terrible that between the activists, the co-opting of LGBT... Jake Coral, I have no idea what you're saying. I expect, I have no idea what you're saying. I expect moderators, I can't keep track of chat. Please, if people are saying sussy baka things, please, take appropriate action.
British cook, by the way.
I don't take it back. That is exactly how I feel. He is a smug British cuck.
I unblocked you. Oh yes, because I'd been preemptively blocked, just so that I could ratio you. And I had pointed out in the video that this very thing was going to happen. So I just,
I remember he pointed it out in the video, so I did it because it's funny. Like, for all of the people who claim that I care so much about Twitter ratios, imagine making a video talking about how I ratioed you on Twitter. It sounds like you care a lot more than I do. Like, me saying ratio on Twitter takes less than a second. I just say, I have always wanted to ratio, and I insert your name, I press send, and then I go about my day.
Decided to have a bit of fun. Oh no, if only I could have predicted this would happen. You truly got the better of me with this ratio. What a smart and effective way to make an argument. And then I started to respond to a lot of the other people who were going after us as well. I said to all my new fans and shared the detransition subreddit. Now, some people didn't seem to get this joke, but I would say, a lot of the people who were trying to attack us online, the mentally ill teenagers, in a few years, they might get this joke, when
does he think that he's going to convince anyone or bring anyone from my audience to his side by calling them all mentally ill teenagers? That's not going to work, Like, you catch more flies.
Side effects are typically less severe than birth control because your body's producing hormones that will reassert when you stop. Most HRT needs months and months of daily use to see a difference. Part of the problem is that parents can be aggressively transphobic and fuck their children up for life by denying them care. It's super fucked. It's super fucked up. I will agree with that. It is super fucked up.
With honey. You know
what? I'm willing to have my mind changed on this. If I'm wrong on it, I'm willing to have my mind changed.
Saying, this is stupid. He's just being abrasive because he doesn't actually believe in anything that he's saying. He's just being provocative because he wants clicks.
This subreddit becomes relevant to them, shall we say, if it's not, of course, taken down by then, because r/dtrans is actually a fantastic subreddit if you're looking for these sorts of stories, or if you're somebody who is detransitioning and looking to have some people to share it to who are going to lend a sympathetic ear, because from everything that we've seen, goddamn, the trans community as it exists online, for the most part, are not going to support you as you're detransitioning. So it's actually a very, very good resource.
And that's a lie. I'm friends with detransitioners and I support them. Like, I don't know where this is coming from. Like, do we not support the ones that are getting backed by Lotus Eaters here and Tucker Carlson and are going around using themselves as testimony in order to ban youth transition? Yeah, I don't support them because they're not good people. They want to hurt other people and they're doing it on the backs of other trans people. Like, a detransitioner is a type of trans person. If you detransition, you are still transitioning. You're still trans. You can't untrans yourself.
That helped them. But anyway, let's move to the next one. So people were saying like a weird...
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I would agree with that. If you're detransition, like you at some point experienced gender dysphoria bad enough that you felt that transitioning was something that would help you. Even if you detrans, you're still kind of trans, right? So...
how conservatives are against LGBT, yet they can't stop sucking each other off. So I just responded with saying it's called support, and I know your parents didn't give you any, which honestly, as much as it's a joke, is probably somewhat true in these things, or at least certainly not the kind of healthy support.
Why do they always go for like the insult of like, oh, your parents didn't support you enough. Like, as if that's a reflection on the person. If your parents didn't support you enough, that's not your fault. That's the fault of their parents. I hate that. I hate it when people do that and use that as an insult.
What the parents should be giving their kids, which is saying no to you spoiled little brats out there. Once again, speaking to you, Keffals. Hello.
Saying no to me? I'm pretty sure I'm older than this guy. And my parents loved me. They were very supportive of me in my transition. See what I mean? He's such a smug British cuck. They're seething so hard over the fact that they won't be as loved as you. I guarantee that my parents love me more than this guy's parents loved him.
One of the most amusing ones is somebody just tweeted this at me and said, get your coat, Harry, you've pulled. And it seems that leftists can never help themselves but thirst over conservatives. It's a damn shame that the guy on the right side looks so damn hot. If only bigots were all...
7 minutes in and all it is...
Okay, chat, you gotta fucking chill, okay? Stop typing stupid shit that is going to get fucking clipped out of context when I don't even agree with half the shit you guys are saying. Be respectful here, okay? Don't be fucking assholes and use proper pronouns and don't be saying dumb fucking shit, all right? Seriously.
Complaining about Twitter ratios and my fans being mean to him on Twitter.
But no, like leftists can never help themselves but thirst over hunky conservatives. But I'm sorry to say that I am in fact taken, and yes, by somebody who identifies...
Bro, you look like a shaved rabbit.
As their biological sex. So, sorry, you're a bit out of the league.
I'm sure he's a lucky man.
And then, just to finish this off, once again, all of these people, the main reason that they were trying to attack us was, one, to demoralize us more than anything, and trying to get us to think that the entire world was against us, to prevent us from talking about these sorts of subjects.
So, wait. So now he's sad, saying that he's getting demoralized after saying the people who were attacking him were mentally ill teenagers? Like, is your self-esteem so fragile that mentally ill teenagers can hurt your feelings? Like, what's this?
But one of the things they can never help themselves do is dob themselves in. And sadly, the tweet that I was originally responding to here is now from an account that no longer exists. This person deleted their account. I wonder why. But one of the things that I kept saying throughout this was that, you know, the online trans community as it exists tends to try and manipulate people, and children especially, into becoming confused about their gender and then transitioning, which is something that is sort of applied as a band-aid, a fix-all for all potential mental health problems. When often
I kind of want to skip over to where she talks about
does not originate itself as the problem itself. It's often a symptom of... Keffals had a debate, or what was originally supposed to be a conversation, with a Twitch streamer called Stardust, in which we were brought up at the beginning very, very briefly, but then it went on to...
Oh my god, it's all coming together, huh?
Typical Twitch political streamer debates, where it just turns into interpersonal drama that they have between themselves. Of course, Destiny gets brought up because Destiny evil. We need to make sure that everybody knows that Destiny's evil because he makes fun of trans people occasionally, despite, for the most part, supporting the ideology. But, you know, once again, he's on the left, but he's just slightly not left enough for these people.
You saw lots of people.
Destiny actively lurks on my Kiwi Farms thread. Like, okay.
He doesn't. He doesn't actively lurk on your Kiwi Farms thread. No, that's...
A second. I said I wouldn't bring it up, but like, I need to show you all something. Just like, here's the reason why I don't really engage with him. So like, the reason that I have a Kiwi Farms thread in the first place is because I got into a fight with Destiny and they started posting about me in his Kiwi Farms thread. And the moment that started happening, he started talking on his stream about me being brought up in his Kiwi Farms thread. He's posted the thread link in his chat multiple times, encouraging his viewers to get involved. He has actively facilitated all of the bad things that have happened to me over the last several months. He had a point, you know? He could have put aside petty shit and he could have saved me from having an assault rifle pointed at my face. But he's a sociopath. You shouldn't get involved with him whatsoever or take anything he has to say seriously. And he has no future past streaming, so once he retires, he'll be completely irrelevant. So let me just pull this thing up. So, okay, on March 26th, And this is important to realize. So the first post on my thread on Kiwi Farms was
Is
on
this
March.
live? I am reacting live. This video is not live. Actually, the assault rifle thing was said not to be true by Chief of Police. I don't know then enough about it, but
March 26th. And this is a clip from Destiny's stream on March 26th.
This Keffals, so Kiwi Farm. Okay, so I was real quick. I'm sorry. The past like 30 pages of my Kiwi Farm thread have been them obsessively, because Kiwi Farms hates trans people. Actually, right? You wanted to see transphobia. Now Keffals is seeing transphobia. It's not my community, okay? But I'm sure my community will get blamed for it. Kiwi Farms,
Like gleefully saying, I am going to see transphobia as a result of him.
so the past.
what? No. How disingenuous is this? You're just reading into this here where there's nothing to read
That's
into.
like every time I fight with trans people, my Kiwi Farms thread, they like me more and more. So now I think they actually have a favorable view of me because I fight with so many trans people now.
Like laughing, saying that Kiwi Farms has a favorable view of him because he fights with trans people. He said,
He's had his son and the mother of his child doxxed. I don't think that laugh is a laugh of comfort or happiness. It's a laugh of like, geez.
sounds excited about all of the things that he
Not
has
excited.
had to put me through when he could have
Not
backed off,
excited.
knowing that this is something that could have happened.
And they've spent like the past, they've been railing the Keffals person a lot. They made Keffals her own Kiwi Farms thread because apparently there's a lot of like crazy information about her in the past. She used to be, I guess, like a porn star that like worked for some commie fucking party, and she was like taking money and using it to like spend it in her like sex cult. And apparently she ran like a cat farm server that had like underage minors and shit in it, and she's like deleted accounts so that people can't find. There's like a whole bunch of like crazy shit. That's like, but so they created her thread this morning at 5 a.m. and it's already got 47 pages in it. Holy fucking shit.
He's so excited knowing that I was
I don't think he's excited. I think he's just stating like
about to
facts.
become the target of stalking and doxing and swatting. And
He's been the target of swatting and doxing and whatever forever.
still to this day, he continually goes on about how I deserve all of it.
The Catboy stuff is real. Yeah, I've heard back and forth on it. I haven't like dug into it much yet, but Jesus. Vosh said in a video that r/Destiny is the same as Kiwi Farms because he's never been to Kiwi Farms.
Okay, you get the point. So remember
Destiny is not a Kiwi farmer.
that this is the context to me getting mad at him over the past several months. And the context of this clip was Stardust.
But this descended into some pretty into some nonsense. So I thought I'd play the clip of the end of this debate, so you could all see what Josh and I were missing out on from refusing to debate this person.
Lena was on that spreadsheet.
Okay,
What are you
but
talking about?
Gappy and I are smaller than you, and
I know, yes, and Gappy and you both defended Destiny, who also engaged in my fucking Kiwi Farms thread, and I have the screenshots for this. I have every right to be mad. I had every right to yell at her.
You didn't even provide screenshots of Destiny being involved in your Kiwi Farm story, but okay.
Anyone who is downplaying the severity of what Kiwi Farms has done to my life can fucking eat my shit. I literally do not care. If you downplay how this has affected me, you are a sociopath. You are denying my humanity actively, and I do not care about you.
Did he post? I don't think I ever denied that she's been targeted by Kiwi Farms. I've never denied that she's been, unfairly targeted by Kiwi Farms. I don't think I've ever denied that, what's happened to her is wrong. But it makes it hard for me to, engage productively with you when you do the exact same things. You made a spreadsheet naming a whole bunch of streamers who were smaller than you, saying that they should be deplatformed or whatever. Stocks of you.
No, he doesn't need to. It's a fucking group harassment thread.
Okay, but again, people.
I
like,
already
you
told you,
slandered
Harassment.
me.
stupid f***ing
Keffals,
cunt.
Keffals.
Jesus Christ.
You have slandered me as a white nationalist, as a white supremacist,
I don't
as a
care.
neo-Nazi.
I literally
You've
do not
done that
give a
to
single
such-
shit because
She doesn't care, even though she cared a lot when she was getting slandered by Quartering as a groomer. So what I learned from this is that Keffals is morally justified to be upset that Quartering is calling her a groomer, but I'm not morally justified to be concerned in the least bit that she's calling me a white nationalist or a fascist to her tens of thousands of followers. If anything, I defended her when I spoke to Quartering. I have defended her whenever certain allegations have come up. It's just ridiculous. And it's like, okay, well, we'll justify anything against you, but
you are
groups.
you
You've done that
were
to
My
part
groups
of
of
this to
people.
What
begin
have you
with.
made me
I
listen
am
to?
such a
Sorry.
smaller content creator than you, and you
I
think
don't
that it's
care.
okay.
You know, I love how like that's the crutch of it. It's like you're a bigger content creator than me, therefore, you deserve this.
I never said you deserve anything.
Jesus Christ. And
I
then
never
she
said she
later
deserved
went on to go on a
anything.
whole bunch of Destiny streams, just completely
I
ignoring.
went on one Destiny stream, by the way, guys. One Destiny stream after this because he watched the video with us. I went to one Destiny stream after this because he was watching the Keffals conversation with me. I mean, look how many people in chat today are still saying Star Defense are too much after this. Agonizingly fair. I never said she deserved. If anything, I've said that she doesn't deserve to be treated like this.
Me not viewing me as a human being. That is what it was. Thinking
I view you as a human being. You don't view me as a human being.
that the things that happened to me and all of the things that I have had to do were justified. That I have to leave the continent for my own safety now. I've been doxxed 3 times. I've been swatted. Shit is fucking hell. And people try and tone police me over this.
You know
Pay
what?
for
This
you
isn't-
to
you know, this isn't
slander
doing
me
anything.
as a
I
white
really
nationalist, as a
fucking hope the
brown
worst.
woman, by the way.
3 times. Yeah, and Stardust just sits there processing it all.
Okay. Well, guys, that was that. I never dehumanize Keffals. I've always asserted that she has the right to, be online and be in the online space and do what she does. I've always said that she doesn't deserve the amount of targeting that she gets. I've always said that doxing is unacceptable, swatting is unacceptable, what's happened to her is unacceptable. I just also believe that her targeting me and Gappy and anybody else is unacceptable as well for no good reason. And I've done it. I've gone out of my way to be as fair as possible.
Has happened because after all of this, very, very recently, and I'm not saying any of this to condone what has happened to Keffals or to even implicate ourselves in it, because obviously we've got nothing to do with this. Keffals has found themselves in a bit of legal trouble after on August 5th I was woken up with an assault rifle pointed at me and arrested for a crime I didn't commit, and I need your help. Please share this video widely. With this video, my life is in danger. I need your help. And I can only say that with this, victim credentials have been renewed. Now I am somebody who has had a SWAT. Obviously, I do not condone swatting, but
It is both dangerous and a waste of
illegal.
their time.
Yeah, it's also a waste of the police's time when they could be doing something more important. But somebody like Keffals is going with the classic never let a crisis go to waste.
This is what I mean, right? Like, I can't even get traumatized by the police after someone from Kiwi Farms impersonates me and sends threats of mass violence to local politicians without it being some sort of like 4-dimensional chess move. How is this a big deal?
And using this to raise some money, using this to boost their profile, using this to basically score political brownie points. And you know that people like this are going to use this as a beating stick for the future whenever possible. Anytime that's any criticism is thrown their way.
Look, I think she's an actual victim of all these things. I just think, I think she targets a lot of smaller content creators. She's targeted trans content creators. She's targeted content creators, just left and right, really. Members of the LGBTQ community, member of any community, and it's just ridiculous. She's calling me a neo-Nazi. She was calling me a white supremacist while I'm out at a family gathering with a bunch of hijabis. It's crazy. And you know, I don't know. I've expected it at this point because of the amount of zero fucks that people give about me in this space. Zero fucks are given about me in Twitch politics as a whole. The only time people really pay attention to me in Twitch politics is to tell me when they think I'm doing something wrong. Otherwise, anytime I've been dealing with harassment from anyone on any side, nobody's given a shit. Keffals, the thing happening with her might be the first time people paid some attention to it. But, like, for the most part, nobody gives a shit. So I'm used to it, but it's just very... It's hard to be motivated, you know? It's just like, everybody only communicates with you to tell you that they want you to do something different, or that they want you to do things a certain way. And I dealt with my community, and I dealt with a lot of harassment on our own without any other support from outside, and I'm proud of that. But I wouldn't be telling the truth if I didn't say that, like, it feels a little bit unfair that some people get all of the support in the world and some people get nothing. So, Fortress arcs are for cowards, true.